What's going on? When you schedule it in, you prime yourself for it. This is something I need to hear. I find this very interesting. I am an individual that fucking hates schedule with a passion. And I've noticed that if I schedule something in, though, I will actually prime myself for it. And so, even though I hate being locked down into a schedule because I feel like I need to be free to do whatever, I will use a schedule because I know that it works really, really, really freaking well for just priming my mind for it. When you say to yourself, I'm actually going to do this, and when you actually schedule it in, because you can schedule something in and be like, yeah, I'll probably not do that. And then you won't do it. But when you actually schedule something in and you're like, yeah, I'm going to actually do that, your mind is already going to go to work to figure out how to execute that activity faster. You're going to be thinking about things. You're going to create grist for the mill for your mind to chew on. And so, notice that. Notice that when you create that intentionality, then you will at the same time simultaneously create the motivation. Right? So if you're intentional about your days, so intentional to the point that you schedule it in, you're going to be more productive. It's simple as that. Something I need to hear. So even though it's, in a way, it's more work because you're spending more time to schedule in, the more time, one thing I found that's so interesting is that the more work I put and the more time I put into planning, the more I actually get done. It's so counterintuitive because you're thinking well, I can just go and do the activity and then that will be way faster than just taking all that time to schedule it in and make a event on my Google Calendar and all that stuff. But no, actually, the difference is true. 1 second. The opposite is true. The opposite is true. That is the most fucked up part about scheduling, is that it takes time to schedule shit, but you're more productive with your time and you're more productive overall when you actually just schedule it in. And I remember watching a video about Jordan Peterson talking about this, and he will schedule things vigorously, weeks in advance. And I'm like, holy fuck, how the fuck do you manage that? You have to be such a disciplined motherfucker to be able to even hold that shit, to be able to hold that together. For me, I spend too much time doing this. I spend, this goes a little bit longer than expected, all that. But to be disciplined enough, to follow a schedule, that's the thing too. Is a schedule will actually force you to be more disciplined when you schedule things correctly. And especially when you schedule things in that is with other people, right? If it's your own thing and you're doing your own time, your own schedule, that's different, right? You can always move shit around. But if it's on other people's time, like an appointment, then you got to get all the other shit done in time. So there's that pressure to just be disciplined and just go. And you've probably experienced this a couple times, at least, where you just had to get it done. There was no other option. You just had to do it. And then you did it. And so even though it takes time, to schedule things, you're going to be way more productive. And don't just schedule once, don't just take a time once a day to schedule. take time to edit and like create your schedule throughout the day, you know? It's a constantly evolving picture. Life is so loose that it's hard to accommodate for every situation. So you have to be able to have that flexibility to give yourself that time to schedule in multiple times. Schedule things in throughout the day, multiple times a day. And I think you'll find that you will be more productive. You know, even if you don't make it on time with each piece that you schedule in, the fact that you said like, I want to do this today, you're just gonna have more motivation just to switch to that task. You know, and this is especially true, I find, in the last 6 to 8 hours of your day. You know, if you want to, work throughout your entire day, or almost your entire day, even like if you want to schedule in your last 2 to 4 hours of your day to just to be focusing on leisure and stuff like that, that's something that can be scheduled in. And I've noticed that I will make more time for my fucking leisure if I just schedule it in. And I'll enjoy my day more if I just schedule it in. And so what I found is, like for me, for example, I'm making a pretty hard push towards my book. So after I finish with my book, I'm pretty burnt out. Like, I need to follow a plan. You know, I don't have, after I finish my book or working on my book, which is like for 5 hours, by the way. So I do my hour morning routine, workout and all that crap. Then I do 5 hours on my book. And then I want to do all the stuff, all the other stuff I want to do in my day. By the time I finish that 5 hours of writing my book, I'm kind of burnt, right? I'm in no mood to be making decisions on what to do next. But if I premeditate on it, the day before, or even just like in little small intervals, like in the breaks between when I'm writing my book, then I notice that, when I use those intervals to just plan, like, hey, today I want to do a practice routine. Right after, like, I finished, I will have more motivation. So, even if it takes 10% of your day to schedule the rest of your day, it's worth it. Because then the rest of your day is just going to be so aligned. And nothing feels better than actually just murdering your routines and like just clocking it in, and getting one thing done after another, and then checking it all off. You feel so productive. That is so empowering. You see, I had to learn this shit because I fucking hate a schedule. So I had to learn to love it. And if you hate a schedule as much as I did, then I want you to challenge yourself. I want you to challenge yourself to find ways to learn how to love it, to find what benefits it will give you. We're not talking about making our schedule our master, but our servant. Schedule in not only your work to make you feel good and productive, but also schedule in your leisures to make sure you get it done. So people will pull you here and there, and it's like, oh, hold on, this is my scheduled leisure time. This is my scheduled self-care. So that you can make sure you can avoid burnout. You can make sure that you feel that you really, put in your all today, plus you've experienced what you want to experience today. You've got that leisure in, you got that work done. So in general, the more you schedule things, the more productive you'll be, even though it takes time to schedule shit. So with that, try that one on for size. And I would like to thank you for watching. And I will See you in the next one.